Hmm.
Hi.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Testing 1, 2, 3. Check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, I'm just making sure that this thing's working. Hey guys, how you doing? My name is D'Lo. I'm here on the Stuff of Legend. I want to go over some movie news with you guys and talk about some rumors that have been floating around the internet.
Hi.
Yeah, baby, come here. Come here. Let's go say hi.
Hi.
Hi. My daughter says hi. And we are going to be looking at the Lord of the Rings today. So there's some interesting rumors going around. So there's a website, all right, and this website is theonering.net. They have a Twitter account, and they have talked over the years about their fandom, which is the Lord of the Rings, and this includes things like The Hobbit. Now, that is seriously one of the greatest film trilogies series of all time is the Lord of the Rings, and the cinematic masterpiece that was the Return of the King. I mean, it swept at the Oscars, all the Academy Awards. It won every category for its year, for the things that it qualifies to be nominated for. It swept, which no film in history has ever done that except for the Return of the King. It's a masterpiece, and crazy cinematic achievement is what it is, and it's amazing. But we have an Amazon TV show that is going to be coming soon. It's being developed is maybe not the right word, but the project is being worked on right now, in that they're planning it right now. They have I think it's the guys that are doing what was it? I don't remember who they got to take this thing up, but I think they're trying to get Peter Jackson right now, right? So they're trying to get Peter Jackson to come back. He's the guy who directed the Lord of the Rings trilogy and the Hobbit trilogy. He lives and breathes Tolkien. He lives and breathes the Lord of the Rings and all the lore that is Middle Earth. That's just what he does, and we would be in a good place to have him on board to help in any capacity with the Amazon TV series for the Lord of the Rings, because that would just bring so much life and familiarity to that project. Come here, baby. Come here. Look. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi. This is my daughter, Micaiah, and it's just so cool. No, baby. Don't press buttons. So we're going to be. I'm going to read from you guys. I'm going to read to you this article I found on Screen Rant. I love Screen Rant. They're the best, and you guys should check them out. They're great. And so we're going to read this right here. It says, Amazon's Lord of the Rings series will reportedly focus on a younger version of Aragorn, one of the protagonists from the novels as well as the film trilogy, in which he was played by Viggo Mortensen. If true, the news serves as one of the biggest hints regarding the show's story. It was reported last November that a live-action TV series, the Lord of the Rings TV series, was in development, with a multi-season commitment from Amazon Studios. The news brought mixed reactions from fans, with some excited for the series, while others, including the Gimli actor John Rhys Davies, expressed concern that the show was nothing more than a cash grab. The highly anticipated TV series has a proposed budget of $500 million, but this could go up to a staggering $1 billion. And then it continues down below. J.r.r. Tolkien fan site The One Ring reports that the series will open with its first series centered on a young Aragorn. And they claim that they've confirmed the news with multiple sources, given that they've gotten the news right before about Peter Jackson's The Hobbit trilogy. It stands to reason that they could be right about this news as well. And then it shows the tweet that they're referencing here. So from the OneRing.net, their Twitter account at the OneRingNet, it shows this. It says, breaking. We have confirmed from multiple sources that Amazon Studios' new billion-dollar Lord of the Rings series will open its first season centered on a young Aragorn. Let's discuss what's available and how this opens up Tolkien's legendarium, a thread. Hashtag Tolkien /1. So the rumor, and then it continues down below. This is now no longer the tweet. This rumor lines up with what little has been revealed about the series so far, which is that it will function as the Lord of the Rings prequel rather than a retelling of the story. Since the movies have already partially explored the backstories of the other heroes in the film, including Gandalf, Ian McKellen, and Legolas, Orlando Bloom, it would make sense for the series to center on Aragorn, a character whose early history hasn't received a lot of attention on screen. As a human, Aragorn doesn't have as long a lifespan as an elf, giving writers slightly less freedom in where they can take the character. However, Aragorn's past still offers plenty of storytelling opportunities. Prior to his role in the Fellowship of the Ring, Aragorn was an adventurer who spent much of his time traveling across various locations in Middle-earth. The show could expand on any of Aragorn's early exploits, such as his time as a ranger of the North, or fighting in the army of King Thengel of Rohan, as Aragorn could easily have had adventures that had never recorded in the original novels. The series could dive into a whole new story. And it continues on. It's worth noting that Aragorn had interactions with other Lord of the Rings characters long before the movies. We know that Aragorn met Gandalf at some point in his travels. Ian McKellen doesn't seem too keen on the idea of another actor portraying Gandalf, which is why some fans are speculating that the actor may be interested in returning to the role. If McKellen returns, fans could potentially learn more about his friendship with Aragorn. So that's the end of the article right there. But man, if those rumors are true, that is some really exciting news. I would be thrilled to have more on Aragorn, and especially if it's going to involve some of the previous relationships that he had before, we saw him in the films, even including his time in Rivendell or with the elves. Here, honey, let's go play. His time as a ranger of the North, that would be a lot of fun, and especially being that he understands his heritage, he understands his line and how complex the character is, that even serving as a ranger when he really ought to be the king and he knows he should be the king, but he's afraid of who he was. I can see that being such a deep story to tell, and I'm really excited. I love all things Middle-earth. I've always loved the Lord of the Rings ever since I was a kid and they started coming out with these movies. I never got a chance to read the books when I was younger, but I have read The Fellowship, and I just haven't gotten around to reading the other ones. But it was so good. It's so deep, and there's so much to explore. I hope and pray that, first of all, Peter Jackson comes on board to direct. That would be amazing. Or produce, or be a consultant for the writing, or whatever it is. I hope that he's involved in some capacity. And I hope maybe, it'll probably have to be at the expense of him not getting involved with the DCEU, which I think will be a bummer for DC, because he's a fantastic director, and I think he could do wonders with any of those stories. Honestly, he's a great director, one of the best ever. But I really do hope that for his experience with Lord of the Rings, there's no one else out there that would be able to tell stories the same way that he does with the experience he has with Middle-earth. So I hope that he comes back on board, and I surely hope that at least part of the story that they're going to give us, because we know that they said it was going to be a prequel to the Fellowship in some capacity, at some depth leading into that story. I do hope that it does involve even showing a younger Aragorn, or showing some of the familiar characters, even if they're just like a mentor lead, and maybe the main character of the plot isn't one of the main characters. Maybe it's someone like from the Shire, or some, the Riders of Rohan, or whatever it is. I hope that we get in some capacity to see some familiar faces. And yes, I would love to have Ian McKellen come back as Gandalf. It actually makes me very happy for him to say that he doesn't feel comfortable with someone else taking the role. As long as he's alive, I hope that he does continue to be Gandalf. He's perfect. And I would love to see more of him as well in that universe, because he's amazing. I actually have the pop right here. Gandalf the Grey. It's one of my favorites. I love it. And I have Frodo, and I have an invisible Gollum figure here, but I'm not going to pull them up just because I'd have to remove other pops to get to them in my stack. So you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Obviously, I didn't create this news. I'm just passing it along because I want to share this with you guys, engage in conversation, and I would love to hear from you guys what your thoughts are on these. They are rumors right now. It's not confirmed, but this source that has been reliable in the past is claiming that it is confirmed on multiple of their sources, who I believe are undisclosed at this time. So we're going to take it as rumor, and we're going to take it with a grain of salt. But it sounds exciting, and I'm excited. I'm super pumped for this. Let me know what you guys think down below. Do you guys want to see a younger Aragorn? Do you guys want to see perhaps another Gandalf? Are you guys okay with possibly recasting a Gandalf figure, or do you guys want to see Sir Ian McKellen take the role back up? You know where I stand. I've already made that clear. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to post another video later this week. I'm working on a more traditional video now that my son is out of the womb and we're kind of settling back into a new schedule. I'm going to be able to give you guys some more of that original content where I add the photos in, where I make lists, and it's going to be a little bit more traditional with a little bit more editing, and I'm going to wean that back into my schedule regularly, and you guys are going to start to see the first of those types of videos back this week. And I'll probably stick to at least one live video like this a week. That way I can have multiple sources of content for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you saw, make sure to give this video a like, share it with those who you know are going to be interested in the Lord of the Rings show, who might want to get caught up on some of the news on the TV series, and I'll keep you guys updated with anything that I learn as well. You guys make sure to subscribe if you haven't. That helps me out. And please make sure to ring the bell. That's going to be how you guys are going to be able to know that I'm going live, and that you guys can be able to participate in the comments, and I'll be able to answer any questions you guys have, interact with you in the chat. That's going to be a lot of fun. So stay tuned for more of that. And thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are the best, and I will see you guys next time right here on The Stuff of Legend.